One of man's greatest fears is the unknown, and one way to combat it is the exploration. There are those who do it by climbing desolate mountains or by sailing up remote rivers, as in Emma's case. In 2017, the English 43-year-old Emma Kelty set out on an adventure of a lifetime. An experienced traveler, she had recently completed a solo skiing trip to the South Pole, becoming the 6th woman to ever do so. Therefore, she was not afraid of taking risks, and she enjoyed the challenges of traveling. From her starting point in Quito, Ecuador, she was 6 weeks into her trip to kayak solo down the notorious South American Amazon River, which opens in southern Peru, snakes through Brazil, and finishes in the Atlantic, a perilous 4,000-mile trek that is the equivalent distance from New York City to Rome. Keeping in contact with friends and family through her blog, social media, and a GPS tracker which let people know where she was, all fell horribly silent on 13 September 2017. The dangers along the Amazon River do not just come from the tough terrain, isolated landscapes, and fearsome wildlife. They come from the people in the area. Pirates, drug barons, and gangs looking to steal and intimidate. There are plenty of horror stories from those who have taken this route, telling of being held at gunpoint, robbed, and attacked. Many newspapers reported on the rising hijackings and ambushes of riverboats and their passengers on the Amazon River by pirates who circle the area looking for targets to rob of their valuables. These are ruthless men, most often armed with guns, who have no hesitation pointing the barrel straight at innocent people's heads in order to get what they want. The brutal and savage murder of Emma Kelty is a horrible end to one woman's determined choice to trek and kayak solo down one of the most dangerous and lengthy rivers in the world, in a place which should be known for its natural beauty and peacefulness. The story Emma Kelty would have been able to tell on her return from this epic adventure would have been exciting and terrifying. Instead, her trip was violently cut short, and her story has ended in the most sinister and devastating of ways. 3 days before her death, Emma Kelty posted on social media, "So in or near Kauai 100 km away, I will have my boat stolen and I will be killed too," referring to warnings she had been given by concerned locals aware she was traveling in a dangerous area on her own. The following day, she pitched her tent on the banks of the Solimões River near the city of Kauai in Brazil. It was here authorities were drawn to at the alert of her distress signal, finding an empty tent still holding her belongings. Emma Kelty had clearly not moved on from the area, but she was nowhere to be seen. A week later, Brazilian police arrested 3 males, one just 17 years old, and revealed they were hunting 4 further men suspected to have been involved in what they now believe to be murder. Local villagers had informed police of the confessions of one man who told them he had been part of a group of men who had approached Emma's tent when it was spotted in an area known for Colombian drug traffickers. The villagers were told that the men believed the tent was Colombians who had set up camp, and their intention was to rob them of their drugs and cash. Emma Kelty was in her tent, oblivious to the danger approaching, when she was shot at twice with a sawed-off shotgun from around 50 meters away. In September, that the men, once realizing they had shot a lone woman in her tent, still believed she was carrying drugs. Emma Kelty was thrown into the river. To date, her body has not been found. Catching pirates is like waging war against guerrilla fighters. They are elusive foes who make the most of their knowledge of river currents, geography, and topography. Dangers in the waters are only part of the problem. Canoe and kayak report on the experiences previous explorers have faced within the same region that Emma Kelty was in at the time of her murder. Killings are a daily occurrence because bodies are easy to dispose and disappearances are common for innocent reasons. So they are written up as simply that, disappearances. But fortunately, karma, or the stupidity of the attackers, contributed to the epilogue of this sad story. It was later discovered that at the time Emma So's alert from her GPS device was activated, she was most likely already dead. Her attackers, in their eagerness to steal her belongings and sell them on for profit, it is believed pressed the SOS button by mistake while trying to work the device, having no idea they had drawn the police right to their location. The criminals thought they could kill her in impunity, but then they stupidly pressed the only button which could have turned them into the police. 7 men in total have been accused of the murder of Emma Kelty. One man, who was said to have been the ringleader of the group, was shot and killed by a rival gang just 1 week after Emma was murdered. Before embarking on her trip, Emma Kelty knew the risk she was taking, and she knew potential dangers she faced. Some feel because of this Her awful death was in some way almost predictable. To Emma and many other adventurers who take on treks and travels most of us could never dream of, sometimes the risk is part of the thrill. Looking danger in the eye, taking on the risks of the unknown is part of the excitement. Emma Kelty will be remembered for her strength of character and love of life. Emma was an active and determined sister who challenged herself, her family said after her death.
Thank you for watching.